You know, when you have someone to really stand the test of time in so many ways, that's very, very important to Penn State. And we talk about Penn State being a great university. Well, what makes a university great? Who makes a university great? These are things that we have to hold on to and things that are very special to us. You know, the love of family, the love of academics, love of football. I mean, there's so many great qualities we have here at Penn State and people who help to build Penn State. And we can't have a false narrative to really tear it down when it's not the truth. We have to find the truth, and that's what's really important.
I love you all. Hey, great.
What do you want to say to Penn State?
Tomorrow we'll talk a little bit.
Why did you guys come out?
What do you want to say to Penn State?
Because I want to say hello to all these great students who I love.
No, get out of here.
You guys are great. All of you. When I say guys, you know what I mean. You know what I mean, girls too. All right. Hey, look. Get a good night's sleep. All right. Study. All right. We still got things to do. All right. I'm out of it maybe now. A phone call put me out of it, but we'll go from here, okay? Hey, good luck, everybody. Hey, thanks for coming.
6 months after they fired Joe Paterno, the board was trying to craft the narrative that they were going to tell the public as to why they fired him. Now think about that. You saw John Surma saying November 9th, we're firing him. We don't know why we're firing him. We don't know the facts, but we're firing him. And then, well, they may not have fired him, they just retired him early. But 6 months later, they're trying to craft the narrative. Now, the Freeh Report's ongoing, allegedly, at that point in time, right? They're sending emails back and forth about the Paterno termination narrative. You have to ask yourself, why? Why did they feel the need in April of 2012 when we don't even know what the Freeh Report's gonna say?
Don't you think they just want to tell the truth?
Yeah.
I think we can all agree that there is a massive failure of leadership at this point when it comes to transparency.
And it always makes them look secretive, and they are not going to be transparent until the legislature forces them to be. And it's just not going to change. They don't learn.
The grand jury that issued that presentment did not hear Mike McQueary testify. I want you to understand that. They found him to be, quote, extremely credible. And they found certain Penn State administrators, Curley and Schultz, to not be credible. Somebody's lying. I mean, how the media hasn't jumped all over this and pointed out one of those two gentlemen is lying. Which one is it? I don't know. I guess we'll find out if this case goes forward.
Rodney Erickson essentially said in so many words, because it's a yes or no question, either or question, that the NCAA was lying. That was the only conclusion that you could take from his statement. Now, what the truth is here, I don't know, because I don't trust Rodney Erickson either. But once we get to the bottom of this, I'm sure it'll open up a lot more interesting things.
Can you imagine if we would have allowed the NCAA to come in here and do their investigation, where we would be right now? We would not even be here tonight, I'm pretty sure. There would be no report at this point because they were going to be waiting for the trials to make their final report and determination. There would be no sanctions at this time and probably no settlements. But that's the Board of Trustees. And you have to ask yourself, why would they choose an option that is costing this school hundreds of millions of dollars? The answer is because they wanted a controlled and predetermined outcome from that report. And they could control what Louis Freeh said, and that's what they did, and that's what they got.
I wasn't thinking that there was all this backstory to all this at this point. It just took it for face value. And then 2 years later, and I can't believe we're saying 2 years later, we have so much information. But in the beginning, it was all very confusing and painful, very painful as a Penn Stater, and all Penn Staters know this was a very painful time. I think when we first started talking to the board and getting some answers, and it all got very frustrating because they lie, and the lying came out early on. You could see the lies. But this has been 2 years just trying to sort out the shock of those initial months.
Those people in that boardroom, knowing now what they know, if they had known it back then, might not have acted the way they did. They might not have just blindly been led by the nose of what this grand jury presentment is. I'm willing to bet that nobody explained to them what a grand jury presentment was before they voted to fire Joe Paterno that night. Okay? I'm willing to bet that happened. But they accepted it blindly. Then we get the Freeh Report. All right? They accepted the Freeh Report hook, line, and sinker. It got jammed down their throat. Whatever. They accepted it. Well, since then, I mean, it's been debunked by anybody credible that's looked at it.
Please spread the word around. Let people know that all this stuff that was saying about Penn State and Joe, the narrative has changed. And we have a new narrative. And that's very, very important, guys. As I said earlier, we have a great institution, one of the best in the world. Great people, great alumni. And who made that great? It's important for us to remember that.
I just want to tell you, you're all going to be called upon to help. This is everybody's fight. This is not just a few people's fight. And they want us to go away. They really do think we're going to go away. Like hell we will.